My name is Stephen Klimas. I live in Houston, Texas now, and this was my fourth trip to Philmont over the past 10 years. And each of those experiences at Philmont, I always ended up with plantar fasciitis. And that usually came about during my training, which consisted mostly of just putting on a backpack with a bunch of weights in it and going out and walking. I do have to say at that point, I was also a yoga teacher as well. So, I kind of in my naivety thought that the yoga would make me almost bulletproof. I'm just like, hey, I stretch, I'm strong. But each one of those experiences ended up with some significant foot pain, including one trip where we did 108 miles, and I did 108 miles with a stress fracture in my heel. And the kind of hard factor or mitigating factor in here was that I only had 6 weeks to train at this point. So we kind of had an uphill battle ahead of us when we first started our work together. Well, the program was the Happy Plantar program. There was strengthening and conditioning. There was stretching and then recovery, which was kind of, to me, almost the biggest thing was the recovery from, doing a lot of the conditioning and the strengthening. I'm already fairly flexible, but the recovery part was pretty big. The thing that I really liked about the program was the accountability. So there were all of these different ways that we could check in, and you could kind of basically check in on us, which I think is important to making sure that you get the exercises done. And that in the end is, I think, what made my training successful. It was a very, very highly effective program because I did this particular trip. According to my phone, I walked 146 miles over 12 days. 64 of the miles were with a full backpack. And I did not have a single bit of plantar fasciitis. There were only 2 occasions where I remembered my feet being sore, and those were after particularly rugged trail days where we had long days and we were hiking over rocks and things like that. So, but other than that, it was absolutely marvelous to be pain-free the entire trip.